Pride. It's for CIF rankings, and for the South Pasadena Tigers, the opponent, it is for a possible CIF playoff berth. Good evening, everybody. I'm Greg Charlock along with Jason Baffa, and tonight's game we have a special guest who's going to be on the field tonight. It's Bill Lewis down on the field. He was with us all last year. Bill's been announcing Titan games. This would be his 8th year. And Bill Lewis now down on the field, and good to have you here, Bill.
Thank you very much, Greg. Jason, looking forward to it tonight.
The Titans come in tonight's game ranked 2nd in the CIF. They've wrapped up the Rio Hondo League, as I mentioned, but there are some very interesting things that have occurred. San Marino could possibly be ranked number 1, even if Trabuco Hills, who's ranked number 1 right now, wins tonight. That is because Century has won the Pacific Coast League, and this gets kind of confusing, but that means that Trabuco Hills will be the 2nd place team from that league. You cannot be ranked above the team that won the league, so that would nudge San Marino into the number 1 spot should they win tonight. And Bill, tell us about the South Pasadena, what they need to do to get into the playoffs.
Well, South Pasadena is 5-4 coming in, 2-2 in the Rio Hondo League. The win tonight leaves them at 6-4, 3-2 in the league, tied for 3rd. And they definitely make it to the playoffs in that situation. A loss leaves them 5-5 on the season, 2-3, and in 4th place in the Rio Hondo League. Depending on how things break with some of the other leagues in the division, they might not make it. The other thing that's on the mind of South Pasadena tonight is the fact that since 1983, they have not defeated the Titans. The tie last year broke a streak of 7 straight losses. They want to break decisively the streak that San Marino has going against them, Greg and Jason, and it's something that is somewhat of a flaw of the Titans seniors, as Jason will tell you a little bit about right now.
Well, even more so at stake from San Marino's point of view as well is the pride issue. And although South Pass has not beaten the San Marino varsity team, this San Marino group of seniors has not defeated this South Pasadena team. They were destroyed their freshman and sophomore years by South Pasadena, a tie last year. So this is a senior team that really, really wants to win tonight.
South Pasadena comes into tonight's game with a 5-4 overall record, as Bill mentioned, and the 6-4 beating the number 2 ranked team in the CIF, San Marino, would definitely put them in to the playoffs as the wild card team. They will not make it in as a 3rd place team unless they win tonight and Temple City loses to Monrovia, which doesn't look like it's going to happen. Monrovia an 0-4 in league. Here's the CIF Division 8 rankings, and you see Trabuco Hills is number 1 there. They are coming in 2nd in the Pacific Coast League, and so they cannot be seeded number 1 because Century would have to be seeded above them. Century is ranked number 10, as you will see right down there. Their record right now is actually 5-4-1. They won last night, and they've wrapped up the Pacific Coast League. Not a very good overall record, but that will have to nudge them ahead of Trabuco Hills. Anyway, South Pasadena comes in tonight with wins over San Gabriel 19-0, and that's a common opponent that the two have, a common non-league opponent. San Marino beat San Gabriel 13-0. South Pasadena started off the year 3-0. They beat Hoover 51-34, El Monte 28-7, and then things went downhill. They met up against an undefeated Crescenta Valley team that was 3-0 at the time. Crescenta Valley is now 8-1. Their only loss is to an outstanding Muir team. Crescenta Valley, South Pasadena lost that game 33-12. They lost to Rosemead 9-7. They beat Monrovia 29-18, and we're going to take a look, if we can, at the San Marino scores, the games that the Titans have played this year. Temple City we're either going to take a look at the Rio Hondo League standings or the San Marino scores. The South Pasadena lost to Temple City 21-9, beat La Cañada 19-7, and lost to Blair 30-28. There you see how the league wraps up. Now, we put South Pasadena under Temple City only because even though they do have a better overall record, they did lose to Temple City. So if Temple City wins tonight, they're in. The 2 key locks are San Marino will be #1 from this league, and Blair will be #2 for this league. Nothing that happens tonight can change that. And Jason, as I look down at the Titans, they look pretty fired up for tonight's game.
I think they definitely are fired up, and after playing very flat last week, they deserve to be. This is a team that really the last time they appeared fired up wasn't the La Cañada game, and that was a game when they just devastated a strong La Cañada team. But after that, you know, that was a big win for them. They kind of slowed down. They got up for Temple City, another big win, and they just did not look very good last week. As Coach Kleinrock has often said, though, good teams somehow find a way to win, and this is a San Marino team that has found a way to win, and it's put them where they are. But they got to get up tonight and really put all their forces together and be emotionally ready, because this is a South Pass team that's going to come after them with everything they have.
We're going to go down to Bill Lewis for the coin toss.
Greg, the South Pasadena team correctly called the toss as the visitors. They won the toss, but elected, as San Marino so often does, to kick the ball off starting the first half so that they will have the ball to begin the second half. They want their defense on the field first. They really feel like they can shut the San Marino defense down, or the San Marino offense down. We're talking with South Pasadena coach Martinez. He wants to put the pressure on senior quarterback Scott Shaw tonight to see if he can throw the ball long. Look for the South Pasadena defense to try and shut down the San Marino running game early and force the Titans to put the ball up, Greg.
He mentioned Coach Martinez. He's a graduate in 1987 of South Pasadena High School, and it's got to be interesting for Coach Maloney to have so much experience coaching against someone with not very much experience, and I'm wondering how Coach Maloney might feel about that. Bill went to go interview the coach, and unfortunately he was ill this week and not there, and hopefully Coach Maloney is doing better tonight. South Pasadena, as Bill mentioned, will be kicking off. Doing the kicking for the Tigers is Dana Barshun, number 13, and back deep for San Marino, Tommy Moreland in the center, flanked by Josh Oder and Kurt Boltinghouse. It's a kick that is going to be taken by, it's actually McAdam, number 23, and McAdam's got some room. Jeff McAdam is now drug out of bounds at the 30, but they will give him forward progress to the 34, and San Marino starts out with decent field position. Here's the starting lineup for the Titans.
San Marino going tonight with Scott Shaw, who's been so successful. Solomon Moreland will be lined up behind him. He's got Oder, Park on the outside, and Wallace is our tight end.
We'll take a look at the linemen coming up. This is Moreland to start the game, and he is stuffed before he gets to the line of scrimmage. South Pasadena looks a little fired up. In there, number 79, Mike Menendez, and 55, Matt Ziegler. Take a look at the Titan line for you. Chris Drez, number 54, a good guard in there. All these linemen good. Carl Hubman, probably the biggest one. Number 71, we'll also be seeing, well, it is Dennis. No, yes, Brian Dennis is in there right now playing next to Hubman at the strong guard spot. So that is in place of Drez. Shaw back to pass. This pass is complete to the tight end, Wallace. He's just shy of a first down, gets across the 40-yard line.
And that San Marino line showing effectively that they can handle this South Pasadena rush, giving Shaw the time to find Wallace downfield.
So it'll be third down and 1 for San Marino. Shaw on the keeper has the first down and gets to about the 44-yard line. First down, Titans. Let's take a look, if we can, shortly at the scores of the games that San Marino has played this year. We have that graphic for you and want to get it in there. As Hugh Horn comes into the game. Okay, we're going to go down to Bill Bill Lewis after we give you the scores, which will be after this play. We got all kinds of things going on. First down and 10, San Marino at the 44-yard line. Shaw back to pass, looking over the middle. The intended receiver, Park, falls, and it's picked off by number 9, Jason Pullins, who is then tackled by Devin Muir. But South Pasadena has the football, and they are very fired up.
Greg, on that play, South Pasadena's defense was in a straight 5-3 with man coverage out on the outside receivers, that time pulling on Park. When Park fell down, Scott Shaw's pass was picked off, but they're going to play man coverage out on the wide receivers on the Titans most of the evening.
Dan Withers, a quarterback, a very highly rated quarterback in the Southland, being recruited by many schools, and he hands off to the second man through, who runs right in to Brian Dennis. Carrying the football that time, Jaime Magana. Magana also a runner on last year's squad. Here's the Titans scores right now of the games that they have played. There you see the big loss to Saugus. Moved San Marino from 5th in the Division 8 rankings to 10 after that loss, but then they went up after that and also beat Monrovia last week 12-6, which was not on that graphic there. Second down and 9, Withers back to pass, has a receiver, Patrick Romero, and Romero gets it to the 50-yard line, where it will be a 2-yard pickup, make it third down and 7.
Romero, the top-ranking receiver in the San Gabriel Valley, and Kobayashi giving him a lot of space. Romero just using that, heading upfield, stopping for the quick pop pass.
It will be third and 6.
Tigers at the 50-yard line, 8:30 to go in the first quarter. No score here. We're just getting underway at San Marino High School. Withers maybe checking off at the line. Hands off to Magana, who breaks it to the outside and picks up a first down, being chased by Moreland. Finally drugged down by Moreland and Park, but picks up a nice big run and gets out of bounds at the 25-yard line. A 25-yard run for Jaime Magana, and the Tigers are in business deep in Titan territory.
Magana running behind Maldonado and Hamilton, but then just breaking it to the outside. It's good running backs do, using his peripheral vision, heading upfield, and really culminating a nice drive by this San Marino offense, or excuse me, South Pasadena offense.
Anybody out there?
Again, Withers calls a play at the line, apparently. Goes back to pass, has a man wide open. That's Romero, who slips the would-be tackler, and Romero gets down to the 5-yard line. Kobayashi on the coverage there. Romero got by him, and then actually goes down at around the 6. That's a 19-yard pickup for Romero, and what it looked like that time is that Kobayashi was playing back, so Withers called the short pass, the hitch pass at the line of scrimmage. Go ahead, Bill.
After this play, Greg, we'll be right back to you.
First and goal from the 6-yard line. This is the fullback, straight up the middle.
That pass to Romero, what Withers is coming up and reading is the outside linebackers of the Titans. If he sees that they're going to stay in tight and play the run, they're going to work one-on-one outside. If they see they're going to stay outside, they're going to pitch the ball and try and get Magana around the corner if they can. Work that time on the pass to Romero to set up the 2nd and 1 play.
Aaron Navarro takes it 5 yards down to the 1-yard line. And this time it's Withers who wants the keeper. Does not get in. A good defensive surge for the Titans will make it third down and goal from inside the 1-yard line. 7:07 remaining in the first quarter. No score. South Pasadena is threatening.
Third down.
Withers again tries to get in, tries to bury himself in there, and the Titans apparently have stopped him again.
Very strong play by the up front men of the Titans.
Go ahead, Bill. You're down there. Can you see what the Titan defense is doing?
That time, Patterson and Solomon. Withers tried to take it off the center's butt, and Solomon and Patterson filled the hole beautifully. Look for him to try it again.
Here it is, the fullback Navarro over the right side, and he muscles in to the end zone for a touchdown. On 4th and goal, Martinez decides to go for it, and it's Aaron Navarro barreling over the right side for a touchdown.
San Marino stuffing Navarro on the line of scrimmage, but just using that extra effort and leg drive, keeping himself up and getting himself into the end zone.
Putting up the extra point will be Dana Barshoon out of the hold of Dan Withers. The kick is good and very long. So with 6:12 to go in the first quarter, South Pasadena strikes first, and they are on top 7-0.
South Pasadena taking advantage of the interception, and that's a big momentum lift for this South Pass team. They haven't been winning lately. A highly touted San Marino team, and you get momentum like that early in the game, Greg, and it's tough. It's like a disease. It just lives on itself. San Marino's got to get a good drive together here and keep themselves in this ball game.
San Marino's Tigers scoring drive, 10 plays, 54 yards, and as Jason said, got all that momentum from the interception. Barshoon will be kicking off again to... It's McAdam on the far side who gets it and tries to run into the middle where the blocking is, sees a hole, then gets hit by number 9, Jason Pullins, and the Titans have it at the 27-yard line.
Greg, Jason was talking about the momentum that the South Pasadena Tigers are picking up. They have no respect whatsoever for the San Marino Titans coming into this ball game. They feel very much as though they are a better team than the Titans coming in. They want to drive that point home as much as they can. That drive that they just put together shows that they have no respect whatsoever for the San Marino Titans.
Shaw pitches to Moreland, who runs around the left side and goes down and then fumbles the ball, but he was down. South Pasadena asking for it, but there was a whistle before. Head referee down there, Bob McQueen, right on the play.
There should have been a lot more to that. The guy that was over...
Pickup of 2 yards. It'll be 2nd and 8.
Doug Withers, the strong middle linebacker for South Pass, leading the charge, stringing Moreland to the outside, not letting him turn the corner.
And which meant that the only guy they had was the corner and the outside backer.
2nd down and 8. Shaw back to pass, looking for Kobayashi, who catches it at the 36-yard line. A pickup of 8 on the play, shy of the first down. I'm sorry, pickup of 7. It'll be 3rd and 1. Bill mentioned that South Pasadena has no respect for the Titans. In fact, South Pasadena at the beginning of the year was highly ranked, and we've got a graphic to show you exactly what that was. And we can plug up that graphic that shows the difference in the rankings week to week as we get an official timeout for a measurement.
San Marino is 7-1.
At the beginning of the year, South Pasadena was ranked as high as 3rd. This was after their first win over San Gabriel, 19-0. San Marino started out ranked number 5. There you can see, but we've highlighted week 3 and week 7. Look at the difference of the way the teams went. San Marino in 4 weeks went from 10 to 1. South Pasadena went from number 3 all the way to being unranked. And if you look at on that week 3, South Pass number 3, San Marino number 10, it shows that they do have a good football team and that they were highly ranked at the beginning of the year, but things started to unfold for them. In week number 3, they lost to Crescenta Valley, then they lost to Rosemead. They beat Monrovia to remain 9th, but then they went unranked after they lost 21-9 against Temple City. And then they've been fluttering around towards the bottom there. And South Pasadena right now is ranked about 11, I believe it's 11. But they only really rank the top 10, but they would be the 11th team if they had that. Here comes a handoff to Moreland. That was a tricky play. Titans get a first down. That was a weird, I don't think I've ever seen that. What is that, Jason?
It's like a fake dive pitch. The dive went to Solomon. Solomon got stuffed up the middle, but then the pitch went back to Moreland as he came around the corner, and Moreland picks up the first down.
But there looks like some type of a fake reverse or something on that, unless I saw that wrong. Bill, could you see what happened on that play?
It was the fake to Solomon with the give to Moreland, trying to bust it quick, but Withers came from his middle linebacker spot to shut it down.
Well, the Titans get a first down. They go to the air on 1st and 10, and Shaw gets sacked back at the 30-yard line. Number 45, 155. Reynold Nakamura, number 1 down there. Tom Chang, number 45. Matt Ziegler, number 55, all there, putting the pressure on. And it'll be a loss for the Titans of 7 yards.
Credit that sack to the defensive coverage. San Marino with no one open. Shaw looking, had time, but taken down for an 8-yard loss.
It's 2nd down and 18. On the draw play, McAdam, the new running back, gets it, and he gets stuffed, and this thing is really going in favor of the Tigers. Damian Tillman gets in there, a 6'1", 190-pound junior, and he puts a big hit, and the Titans lose more yardage on that one, lose another 3.
San Marino have a difficult time, and this South Pass team, as we said earlier, just feeding off this momentum they picked up from that earlier interception.
Actually, a loss of only 2 on the play will make it 3rd down and 20 now for the Titans. Titans pitch back. Moreland quick kicks it, my favorite play. And look at that ball go. Then it stops and finally goes down to the 27-yard line. Applaud Coach Maloney for using the quick kick in that long situation to get no punt returner. I really like the call. Go ahead, Bill.
One thing that may have some impact later on in this game, Dan Withers, the senior middle linebacker, Doug Withers, the two brothers, the senior middle linebacker, was out for the last 2 plays of that defensive series. Withers anchors the defense for South Pasadena. We're going to try and find out if he's got an injury or was just taking a quick break.
Well, great. Coach Maloney obviously listening to our game tapes and taking your advice to use the quick kick.
1st and 10 for South Pasadena. Handoff to Magana, who strips by some would-be tacklers. Finally dragged down by Hubman. And we never did take a look at the defense for you, so let's try to get that defensive lineup when we get a chance, probably after this play.
Hugh Horn taking on the outside block, forcing the running back to go inside, but Matt Scott head up on Magana, unable to wrap up behind the line of scrimmage. Magana picks up 2-3 yards.
The linebackers and backs, and we'll get the line after the play. Withers to pass, a nice tight spiral out to Morishita. There you go with the linebackers again. If you didn't get a chance to see them, we'll get the linemen after the play. The pickup on that play. Is that incomplete? Maybe a pickup of a yard. .143 to go. I think it was an incomplete pass because the clock has stopped. So let's call that an incompletion. Couldn't see it. There was a lot of bodies in the way. Withers again checking off at the line. Withers going back to pass. He faces a heavy rush. Now he's going to run. Chased by Patterson and barrels over Scott for the first down. Withers puts on a big hit.
Very big. Withers showing a lot of power, taking Matt Scott head up and getting the first down. San Marino with good pressure, but just not containing Withers, letting him get outside, and Withers showing that he can run the ball.
First down for the Tigers at the 40.
And there's a timeout called for by the Titans.
Defensive front for San Marino. Wang, Patterson, the juniors come in and done a good job. Dennis Horn, strong Titan front line, but Coach Maloney needs to rally them together right now because this San Marino defense needs to shut down South Pass.
Actually, didn't we see Carl Hubman out there a little bit earlier? In fact, he's out there right now. So Hubman taking the place of one of the linemen in there. And Wallace is out there as well. Coach Maloney going out there using one of his timeouts. That's the first one for the Titans to tell his defense they better tighten up. South Pasadena really coming into this thing fired up. Bill mentioned actually that the Titans have not lost against South Pasadena since 1983. That was a game that the Tigers won 13-9. The Titans were really favored in that thing and went over to South Pasadena and lost. If I remember correctly, there was a kickoff return that was run back, and that's how the Tigers won the game. Withers now hands off to Magana on a little delay, and he's got some room, got the speed, he's got it be tackled by Park, who makes a nice open field tackle. Steve Park wasn't able to move forward very well, so Magana picks up a lot of yardage and a first down, and the Tigers are really looking impressive.
Well, Wallace took on the kickout block, forced Magana inside, but Boldinghouse elected to go around. Magana just went inside and ran right past him.
And there looks to me like they're pretty standard 4-3.
Here's a pitch wide to Magana again, and Matt Scott slows him up, and Solomon comes over to finish him off along with Dennis.
Standing there, and we're just tired.
Hugh Horn getting turned inside that time, but Matt Scott with good pursuit, bringing Magana down.
2nd and 9.
Greg, one of the offensive schemes that the South Pasadena Tigers have going is that their outside receivers are cracking down hard on either the outside linebacker or the defensive end. Horn got cleared out that time by the wide receiver, number 89, Damian Tillman. On the previous play where Magana got such good yardage, Patrick Romero, the wide receiver, came down and cracked down and closed off both Boldinghouse and Solomon. So they're using the outside men essentially in the running game.
Here's Magana up the middle, and he's hit by Solomon, and as well as Scott. Solomon was being blocked by number 33, Steve Diaz, and Solomon was able to shake off that block, and Matt Scott came in and filled the hole. A good play that time for the Titan linebackers. And that will end the first quarter as South Pasadena goes on top 7-0 at the end of one quarter. This is the first time that the Titans have trailed after one quarter since the Saugus game. They trailed 27-0 after one quarter, and we all know how that game ended up. That's been the only loss of the year. So when the Titans trail after one quarter, they lose so far this year, even though it's been only one game. But every other game, they've either led at the quarter or were tied, a la San Gabriel and Blair and Temple City. But right now, the Titans are down 7-0.
The scores of the 37 previous games described on it. The perpetual trophy for this game.
3rd down and 7. Withers back to pass. He's got a good arm. Throws it over Hugh Horn. It's a low throw, and it goes incomplete. Intended receiver on the near side, Matt McDevitt, and that will force the Tigers into a punting situation.
And really a big stand for San Marino. Matt Scott on the coverage in the flat, sticking tight on McDevitt. But Withers just not making a very good pass.
The punter for South Pasadena is number 22, Andrew Paulson. If it was 4th and a little shorter, I'd say watch the fake here because South Pass really wants to bury the Titans. The punt is going to go into the end zone, more than likely. But it took a great Tiger bounce, and it's going to be downed inside the 5-yard line. Unbelievable bounce for the Tigers, and a great kick for Paulson as he buries San Marino. Bill, what's the yard line down there?
It's inside the 1, Greg.
Inside the 1-yard line.
The ball took a hop and ran parallel to the goal line. It looked as though it was going into the end zone. And down at the 1, the Titans have got 99 yards to go.
Titans start off at their own 1-yard line to begin the second quarter. Shaw to Solomon to get some breathing room. He gets stuffed up the middle. A lot of Tigers there.
South Pass really destroying San Marino at the line of scrimmage. Solomon with nowhere to go.
Matt Solomon was the carrier on that play. Moved the ball out about a yard. It'll be 2nd and 9.
Second down and 9 for the Titans. They need to get it just outside the 10-yard line for a first down. Titans with 3 wide receivers on the near side. They pass to Moreland, who's got some room. He could get the first down. Tommy Moreland gets past the 10 and has a San Marino first down.
And a great call by Coach Maloney, using Moreland on the outside and running almost a pick play. Park laying the block, Moreland turning the corner and picking up the first down. What do you got for us, Bill?
Well, Jason was talking earlier about the domination along the front. The intensity level is really what's striking down here. South Pasadena is playing about 4 clicks above San Marino right now. I think that's what the timeout that Coach Maloney called was, say, hey, you better get in this game now or it's going to get away from us fast.
This is an inside handoff on a little end around to Oder, who takes it past the 20-yard line, and he's got another Titan first down. So all of a sudden, San Marino is moving the football. Bill, you mentioned the intensity down there, and something that you said to me earlier in the week after you talked to Coach Martinez for South Pasadena was that they might try to run up the score tonight if they get a chance.
Well, if they get a chance, they will. Right now, San Marino's kind of realized that they're not going to be able to slug it out with South Pasadena. These last 2 plays, the spread with the pick on the pass and then the inside handoff to Oder, they're trying to move to the outside, trying to fool South Pasadena just a little bit because they're not beating them straight on.
Fumble at the snap, and I believe Shaw fell on it. And Bill, can you explain to our listeners why they would want to run up the score?
Well, they want to try and, there's 2 things. They want to really establish themselves again in their own minds as a decent ball club. The other thing that they want to do is impress the CIF seating committee. If they can, they want to try and get out of that 16-15 spot and move up to where they're not taking on the number 1 and 2 teams the first week out of the slot in CIF playoffs.
San Marino loses about a half a yard, so it'll be 2nd and 11. Shaw back to pass on 2nd and 11, looks for a wide open Moreland. Nobody near him, and Tom Moreland stays on his feet, evades a tackle. He'll go into the end zone for a touchdown. Tommy Moreland takes it from the 24-yard line. 76 yards on the reception, a definite defensive breakdown for South Pasadena. There was nobody there.
San Marino continuing to use the outside. Shaw rolling to his left. The offense rolling to the left, and Moreland just slipping off his block on the right side into the flat. Shaw turns, finds him wide open, and Moreland turning on the speed and the individual ability. You have great athletes, give them the ball, let them make something happen. San Marino's back in this ball game.
Comment if you want it, Bob. Linebacker on the Titan right side of the offense that time came on a blitz and was picked up. That left Solomon free to float out into the flat. There was nobody there, and with the move that he made on the corner, that put him into the end zone when he beat Kevin Griffin.
Tommy Moreland with the 76-yard touchdown reception, and the Titans are going to kick it. Moreland's kick is low and scoots through the uprights, and the Titans get on the board and have tied South Pasadena 7-7. And there's something that Bill said, they're inside the 1, they're going to have to go 99 yards, and they did it in 5 plays. The Titans go 99 yards in just under 3 minutes. And the Titans get on the board. Moreland with some great athletic moves out in the flat as he was almost tripped up, and I thought he was going to fall down, but he kept his balance. Then he got out of the way of Romero and was home free.
Yeah, beautiful job of running by Moreland. But just really the play was sold so well by San Marino's front line, getting the movement going to the left and releasing Moreland out to the outside.
It's too bad we can't see that play again because, go ahead, Bill.
You know, we were talking about how San Marino was trying to split that 5-play series. The pick pass to get him off the goal line after the 1-yard plunge, the inside handoff to Oder, and then on the touchdown play, the motion going left, the throwback to Moreland coming out of the backfield. It looks as though the Titans are saying, okay, we're going to beat us tackle to tackle, but it's a big field. You're going to have to play the whole way.
The Titans have only 10 men out on the field right now, and so number 58, Michael Sue, runs out onto the field. It could be that one of the players who's normally out there is injured. For some reason, only 10 guys ran out. And Moreland kicks this one, a line drive that is taken at about the 3-yard line by Brent Rofoli. Rofoli is tackled at about the 20 by Kobayashi, Boltinghouse, and Chamberlain. And South Pasadena will have it with 8 minutes, 51 seconds remaining in the half. They have the ball right at the 20-yard line.
It'll be interesting to see what South Pass comes out with. San Marino trying to go head up in the first quarter, unsuccessful, opens up the playbook a little bit. South Pass has really been driving it to San Marino so far, and we'll see what they go with now.
Withers hands off to Magana, who